The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, we say goodbye to two of our favorite producers. We talk NAR settlement and also is a retirement community for you, and how is resale value there? It's all just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate.
Have you been threatened by the IRS? You are not helpless. You have the power to fight wage garnishments and fight levies on your accounts. I'm Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate, brought to you by Renewal by Andersen. I am your host, Justin Clark. A wonderful show ahead for you today, but first, the opening statement. It was about 8 years ago. I was driving to St. Augustine, and for whatever reason, my brain sometimes functions when I'm in the car, and I said, we need a show in this market talking about real estate, bringing real estate agents together, bringing people involved in real estate together, but at the end of the day, really to keep you informed as to what's going on truly in the real estate market here, and made a couple of calls. The next thing you know, this show was off the ground within a few days. Since that time, about 8 years ago, two very important gentlemen have been in the studio with me virtually every day. It's Bob and Ivan, producers here at the station for 30 years, and today's their last program with us, and we're going to miss them dearly. I love you two both to death. I hope you know that. You've been amazing to work with. Always a smile on your face, and we'll just miss you. You know, from the bottom of my heart, from everyone here at You Have Real Estate. Bob and Ivan, thank you guys so much. As they say, the show must go on, and the show will go on, but the show will never quite be the same without you two. So I just wanted to say thank you both very much, and more on that at the end of the program as well. What is going on in real estate right now? And we talked a lot about the NAR settlement and what that means to you. And we almost talked about it ad nauseum, and I thought it was getting boring, but now we're getting to a point where it's starting to get real, and I'm starting to get a lot more questions as to what does the NAR settlement mean for you as a buyer and you as a seller? What does it mean? How can it save you money, or how is it going to cost you more money? How is it going to affect that real estate transaction? It's a great question, and a question that we're going to answer by asking real questions. Every week in here on the program, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Kicking it off today with two good ones. I got two great ones. How's that? Earl King is here. Sarah Doyer is here. Guys, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. Great to see you.
And sorry to throw the NAR thing at you, because I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but I actually kind of briefed you before about, do you mind if we talk about it? You both said, okay, let's talk about it. And Earl, let me start with you. What does the NAR settlement mean for buyers out there today? Well,
that's a great question. And you know what, let's start off where the commissions have always been negotiable and so forth, and you know, we can't publish it in the MLS. But as far as the buyers are concerned, we need a buyer's agency agreement now before showing homes. And we have to list our, commission in there, as well. But what does that mean? It means that our fiduciary duty is going to be dedicated to that particular buyer and vice versa. So we give each other that, instead of like us showing like multiple homes to different buyers and they go with another realtor. So now they're going to be dedicated to us, as well. But what does that mean? Okay, for example, we go out there, we'll show them homes. We have to have that buyer's agency agreement before showing any homes. So we put our commission in there. They say in NARS, it said a standard 6%. It's never been a standard. It's always been negotiable. Say we put in there 2.5%, in there, and they agree upon it. All the buyers that I work with, most of them referrals and so forth, the serious buyers, it's going to be no problem because they know the value that I bring to the table and know my duty as a realtor that I'm going to uphold that part of the deal. So I don't see it being a problem, and I do I'm commercial as well, and it's always negotiable in there because the commissions aren't in the commercial platforms as well, so we always have to negotiate that in the LOI with the broker on the other side. So for me, I think it's a win-win situation for the realtors and the buyers as well.
And Sarah, then, so when buyers are coming to me right now saying, oh, now I have to pay my agent's commission as opposed to the seller, what does that mean?
That's not necessarily true. what we have to do as agents is do a lot of the research ahead of time. So no longer can you just call us and say, hey, can you meet me at 123 Main Street? I think I love it. We have to have that agreement in place. We have to call the other agent, the listing agent, see what the compensation is, what they're offering. Does that match our agreement? And is there a shortage? Are they not compensating the buyer's agent? Because if not, then we're definitely going to have that discussion, because the buyer is now responsible at that point.
You know, I've always felt horrible for buyer's agents, especially during the pandemic, when you had to make 30 offers before you got one accepted, and the buyer's agent is literally out there pounding the pavement with their clients, showing hundreds at times houses, and then at the last minute the buyer could just say, you know what, I found a different agent or whatever. I think this is actually helping buyer's agents in some ways.
Well, I think it's imperative now to know who you're working with. You can always interview your realtor. Interview them, ask them questions about the process, ask them questions about their experience before you commit.
Yeah.
It's important to know who you're working with.
Yeah.
And also, with the reviews, Google reviews, tell them that, hey, go check out my Google reviews and then go from there. And then also what is very important, sellers can still offer the commissions to the buyers, so that's still there. So with the listings that I have coming up, after the August 17th deadline, we're going to say, hey, it's preferably, let's go ahead and recommend, commissions to the buyer's agent. Why? To bring more attention, to your home.
And Sarah, what does this mean then for sellers?
Great question. I am talking to all of my sellers and saying, hey, this is what my compensation is. What are you offering the buyer's agent? Because, Justin, no one works for free. No? No one does. So what we're just doing is educating them what the process is going forward. And it's just knowing that real estate processes are changing in the future.
So kind of standard in at least Central Florida, the seller has paid 6% split amongst the buyer agent and the seller agent and the listing agent, sometimes 5, but 5 to 6 has kind of been standard. I know it's always been negotiable. What is the standard commission going to be coming out of the net proceeds for sellers as we move forward, do you think?
Typically, and Earl can comment on this as well, but typically it's 5 to 6% in our area. And that does not mean that your realtor is getting 5 or 6%. Sure. We're offering that co-broke compensation to the buyer's agent. That's how it's always been. So a percentage is the listing agents and a percentage is the buyers. It's all
a big negotiation. At the end of the day, it's still going to be a negotiation. I think that you're going to really probably want to lock in with a buyer's agent, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Earl, a couple properties on the market right now, quickly. St. Augustine, one of my favorite cities. Tell me about this one.
I tell you what, that's a beautiful property there. It's right on the beach, and that section of St. Augustine, you could actually drive on the beach right there. Yeah, and it's a current Airbnb, so it has bookings from now to the next year. So, and we're listing it for $700,000, comes completely furnished, and it has 2 pools in there as well. But literally, you can walk outside, and there's a dock that goes right over to the beach. Beautiful property, the oldest city in America. That's right. A lot of history there. You can go on ghost tours if you like that. So, and we did a lot of great seafood restaurants and all.
Maybe a bar or two.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It's beautiful. Avon Park.
I tell you what, that's a unique listing. So this is one of those listings where don't judge the book by its cover. Yeah. When you get in there, it has a ton of space. In the property appraisal site, it's a 2-bedroom. It has a huge flex room where you can convert it into another bedroom or what have you. They have an office and they have like another room on the side there. But it has a pool home. This one comes completely furnished as well, with a pool table and a stand-up old-school video game, Street Fighter 2, a small boat, an industrial-sized generator, which can, when the storms come, if they hit, they could power the whole neighborhood with that generator. And it has also a brick shed in the back that has AC, which the gentleman, he's a musician, so that was his studio, back there as well. So not only that, it has a additional parcel on the side that is very buildable. So investors, that's a gold mine right there.
Good job. Earl King, is always good to see you. Sarah Doyer, come back and see you soon. A very quick break. When we return, more on what the NAR settlement means for you as a buyer or you as a seller as You Have Real Estate continues. Do you have allergies? Do your children have allergies? Well, at least in your home you are safe from allergies, right? No, you're not. The windows in your home can be giving allergies a major boost to your family, and this is very scary. Dan Brigman's here, Renewal by Anderson. You think when you're in your house, you're safe from all this outdoor stuff. But you're not.
You're absolutely right. You think so, but what we've learned is as the season gets warmer and these allergies start to come out, what also happens is our AC runs a lot more, right? When your AC runs, remember, there's a return in the house. It's sucking air from somewhere. If you have broken seals in your window, that pollen, those allergenic, anything can be pulled through there, and the more that AC is running, the more those allergies that are coming into your home, and therefore you're waking up stuffed up.
Get your windows checked out. QR code is on the screen right now. You talk about AC, though. When I hear my AC running, I immediately think my electricity bill. Oh, my gosh, it's that time of year where I have to pay a ton of money to my electricity bill. Windows, though, contribute to that bill as well. 100%.
It's time to put a stop to the high energy bills. You have to. And there's a lot of other reasons to make the investment, but that's one of the biggest ones. What will happen is when you replace these windows, which equate to about 25% of the square foot of your home, that's a lot of glass. That's one whole wall of the house. All of that sun beating in, and on even the chilly days, that heat that you have inside going out, that will reduce your energy bill somewhere between the neighborhood of 20 and 30%. In most cases, will reduce that payment enough to pay for the windows themselves.
I love it, Dan. Thank you. Great job as always. Do yourself a favor. Check out your windows today with Renewal by Andersen.
Are you worried about your student loan payments? I don't blame you. The great news for you is now we have more options than ever. Go to our website, youhavepower.com, to find out what options may exist for you and your student loans.
Welcome back to the program. I get this question quite a bit. It's, hey, I want to buy real estate in a 55-plus community. How is the resale value if I buy a home in a retirement, active living, whatever you want to call it? We're trying to skate around the word, I guess, here, but 55 plus, active community, whatever they're called. How is the resale value on purchasing in those communities? Who better to ask that question to? Mary Mateo is here, Claire Brooks. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you?
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
And it is a good question, though. Is there a difference in resale value when you start, scratch all of what I just said. What is the right term? What should I say?
55 plus
55
or 55 and over.
Okay.
I don't like using retirement anymore.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to offend anyone, but
yeah,
I mean...
it's 55 plus 55 or 55 and over.
And I see the active word in there a lot too, no?
Yeah, they put active 55 and older community, because it is like, it's like
a party, is what it is. It's like a party, it feels like.
But we get a lot of people that are still working too. A lot of people that are in the 50s that are retiring or moving to these active adult communities that are still working.
Sure.
So,
how is the resale value in these active adult communities?
I mean, resale.
Let me ask you this: is there a difference in resale value in one of these 55 plus communities versus a non-one?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, the whole thing that you're buying into is the lifestyle within the community, because they have everything for you to do. So, they all have pools, they'll all have activities, clubs, pickleball, tennis. I mean, you can be as involved as you want. That's really why you're buying into a 55 and older community. It's not because grandchildren are always welcome to stay and things like that, but it's having that. A lot of people are moving from out of state, and so they're coming here. I always put it like, when I moved here, I had young children, so I met people through my children. I met other parents who had children similar age. This, you take them, you go into a 55 and older community, you join activities and groups, and you have those friends who have those similar interests as you do.
Yeah.
But price-wise, I mean, you're really not looking at, and some of the communities you can get some awesome deals in.
Really?
but they're affected too. I feel like the all-age communities, the resales fluctuate according to what's happening in the market.
Sure.
Like now with interest rates, election year, it's the same. It's no different than all-age communities.
Yeah. And a lot of people are concerned, though. So moving to a 55-plus community, I can't have my children come stay for a weekend, or the grandkids can't come stay for a weekend. What are the rules with that?
So each community is a little different, and some will stipulate 30 days, 4 weeks. There's generally a stipulation in all the rules and regulations of the community, but all of them, I don't know any 55 and older community that doesn't allow grandchildren or children to come and stay in the community. You just can't have someone living with you under the age of 18.
I think 30 to 45 is kind of standard among all of them. But they welcome, Absolutely. All the grandchildren, anyone under 18, but they just don't want anybody living there full time.
It is really all about the lifestyle, though. I mean, It seems like most people who do live in one of these communities, that they have nothing bad to say.
Well, they all offer something different. You know, some might have a little bit more amenities than others. But our brokerage really focuses, their niche, Florida Plus Realty, really focuses on the active adult community all throughout Central Florida. So there are a lot of different areas that you can, focus on, whether it's Ocala, Claremont, anywhere in Central Florida. But it's really important to really do your homework because area is very important. The amenities might be important to somebody as opposed more important to another person. But there's just so much to offer out there. I mean, you can be as busy as you want to be.
How much new construction is there in the 55 plus arena?
There's quite a lot in the central area. Del Webb's a big one, and they do an awesome clubhouse. They center on the lifestyle. So that's great. I mean, they are building new in Ocala. They're building new over at the Sunbridge, St. Cloud. The hills of Mineola, Winter Garden, so they're all over the centre. And then you've got other builders like Lakes of Mount Dora is building new. There's one in DeLand. There's another one coming into Verries. So there's a lot of new construction. You get that, the late 90s all the way through to current construction. So there's so much selection out there. It really just depends on what you're looking for and what budget you have.
I feel like it's BS that a golf cart doesn't come automatic with these things. You know what I mean? It really should. At the end of the day, let's be honest. This is one in Leesburg. Tell me about this one, St. Andrew's Arc.
So the one on St. Andrew's Arc is in Royal Highlands in Leesburg. It's a very popular community. It's very close to the Claremont area, but this house is on the golf course. It's on the, first tee and second green. It's under 2,000 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, and a den. And like I said, it's got brand new LVP flooring, but the location is unbelievable. And Royal Highlands, like I said, it's another very popular active adult community. With fantastic amenities.
Price point on this one?
This one sits at, we just lowered it, it is $369.9.
Boom.
Right?
I like it.
$369.9.
Or if maybe that's not exactly right. If you'd like to go see it yourself, we'll tell you what the price is. Call 407-205-0400. Mary Claire, what a pleasure it was having you on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
All right, come back and see us soon. How was that? Okay.
Absolutely.
Very quick break. When we return, let's head up to Ocala, see what's going on in that market. Still way below the Orlando area. Let's see what's going on in Ocala as You Have Real Estate continues.
Moses, it's always so great seeing you. I know here at Old Ash, right in Orlando, you're the manager. You're doing an amazing job. I know you've certainly changed our lives. What do you say?
Oh, no doubt about it. Our electricity bill down, yet our house is cold. I can't think of anything better.
No, we love it, and your distributors love it. Tell us why they love working with Old Ash so much.
Well, let's talk about the brand a little bit. Besides being ranked number 2 in predicted reliability in air conditioning, we do take pride in providing good, excellent service.
Absolutely.
And get the people in and out as quick as we can.
That's helpful, especially they have so many things to do here in Central Florida. They've got to keep people cool. They've got to keep people like us cool, too. And I can be a little bit of a diva. So as long as I'm cool, it's good, right?
She is a little bit of a diva, not can be.
But the Duquesne system has really changed our lives. Why is that your go-to product?
It's been really reliable for us, and it's actually making a good mark in the industry.
And that warranty just the same as everyone else too, if not better.
That's correct. That is correct.
I know we love it.
I love it.
We keep our house cool, but we maintain the system, and everyone here is so helpful and so reliable. I mean, if we have any questions, we have our go-to guys.
And honestly, it just looks cool.
It
outside.
does.
It looks like an awesome
And it's
machine.
quiet. That's the other thing. The technology's really allowed it to be quiet, so it's not going to bother us in the middle of the night either.
Mo, you're doing a great job, buddy.
Yeah,
Always
keep up
good to
the
see
great
you.
work. We love seeing you, and thank you for keeping us cool.
You're welcome, guys. My pleasure.
So we are joined by one of Old Ash's loyal customers, Mark, Handy Air. You're crushing it, number one. Tell us a little bit about Handy Air.
So we were established in 2007. We're a family-owned and operated company. We cover a large area, most of Central Florida, and we just pride ourselves on excellent customer service and offering the customers, the best brands that we can supply them for their budgets.
Absolutely. And talking about the best brands, people are just loving the Duquesne products. Why is
Absolutely. They've gone back to the kind of old school roots. The systems are much less complicated, which is phenomenal for a Florida environment.
Absolutely.
One of the main issues that we have here in Florida are lightning storms.
Yeah.
And they actually removed a lot of the control boards on the standard workhorse type units, and that saves customers a lot of money on service calls. But not just that, they're great to install, they have a great warranty, and they're just phenomenal products.
Yeah. Why do you love working with Old Ash? Why do you keep coming back?
We get treated extremely well by Old Ash, which means our customers get treated extremely well. The inventory selection here is phenomenal. The support on distribution is phenomenal. We really do get that red carpet service that we don't get with one of the huge distributors that are out there. And we get a very personal service.
Well, keep up the great work over at Handy Air.
Will do.
You've got to
Thank
check
you.
out Old Ash. They know what they're doing. Duquesne speaks for itself. I know it's changed our life, so get yours today.
Welcome back to the program. Let's talk about being house poor for a second and why it concerns me for a lot of people, and a way to not become house poor, because I think you can still afford to buy a home and not be house poor. Let's address it with Elisha Lopez. Luis Lopez, hi guys, how are you?
Excellent, how about you?
We were talking before the show about you can get a house for, a 3-2 nice house in Ocala for $360,000, which you can't do that here where we sit today. A lot of people don't want to rent. I don't want them renting either. But I'm also fearful that people are buying and making their family house poor, meaning they can't afford anything else. It's scary for families.
It is, and you could actually get a really nice home, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, at least a quarter of an acre, in a fairly new home for less than $360,000.
Is that right?
I would say $305,000, even $295,000.
And this money left over really is freeing for families, because when you spend all of your money on your mortgage payment, there's nothing left to go out to dinner, to go do fun things. It's really not a fun way to live for a family.
No, it's not. And we're seeing a lot lately with first-time home buyers. I mean, the joy and the excitement that they have knowing that they can have a home that's theirs and they don't have to be worried to be kicked out and still be able to afford other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we do that math with someone who's looking to buy a house? How much can someone afford? How do we have that conversation?
Well, first of all, you gotta send them to a mortgage, so that way they have more precise exactly what they're gonna spend. And based on the ratios, what do they owe, then the mortgage lender will tell them exactly what's gonna be the monthly payment.
Right. And I think that when you're looking at where you can live, I think you need to look at how much house you can afford, because where you live will determine how much house you can afford. For instance, if you live in Winter Park, that house is going to be $900,000. Same house in Ocala, maybe $350,000, almost half price at times. And how much is your mortgage payment going to be? That's going to determine how much you can afford and what house you can buy. And I assure you that you don't want to live yes, you want to buy a house, I get it, but you don't want to live where you don't have any money at the end of the month, where you feel like you can't take your kids out to dinner, where you can't let them go on that field trip. So you want to be very, very careful. And that's why we really like Ocala and really that whole northern Florida area. Ocala Realty World, the QR code is on the screen right now. They can show you listings up there. If you already live in the Ocala area, you can sell your house through them and they'll do a wonderful, magnificent job for you. Or a lot of people we're finding are investing in real estate in Ocala right now. Elisha and Luis can give you the information on houses immediately as they come to market. Back to feeling like you have a little bit of money left over during the month. It does come down to that PITI payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. You know exactly what that's going to be per month, and that's going to dictate how much money you have to live off of. You're seeing a lot of people who are moving to Ocala for this very reason. Where are people coming from?
Well, all over. You always have migrating from the Northeast, but Central Florida, Tampa, Orlando, surrounding areas, but a lot of homeowners are all moving from South Florida. So Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County.
Exactly.
They're all coming up.
Now, a lot of people here watching the show maybe haven't even been to Ocala. Maybe they've driven by the exit on I-75, but they've never really spent time in Ocala. What's it like?
It's a piece of heaven.
Yeah.
There's so much peace. You know, if you like rolling hills and just you go out and it's just a peaceful, it's a little suburbs of Tampa in Orlando.
Yeah, everybody when they come, they're like, well, can you take us the scenic routes?
Yeah.
And I'm like, every route is the scenic route. Everywhere you go, it's the Granddaddy Oaks and rolling hills and farms.
A beautiful place. We're going to do a show up there soon. You have to get with Michaela on that. I want to do a show back in Ocala and really visit some of the areas up there. It's always a great time coming to see you guys, of course. And Ocala, though, still prices are less. They just are. But I want to ask you both a question. Let's go back to when you're in Miami. You're both 25 years old. I tell you, you will end up raising your family in Ocala. What would you tell me?
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I could never imagine myself in such a sleepy town, but now we'll never go back.
Right.
You see the difference? So
Same.
Same for you?
Absolutely. When I was at UCF, the only thing I knew about Ocala was on the turnpike where it said Ocala North.
Exactly. That's what a lot of people know, I think. Elisha Lopez, thank you for being here as always. You have to check out Ocala Realty World. The QR code is here. Call the phone number on the screen. Do not sleep on Ocala. Thank you, Bob, Ivan, for the last time, gentlemen. Please say goodbye. I'll miss you dearly. And thank you. See you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you're worried about your student loan payments restarting, call me now or visit youhavepower.com.
Here we are on an actual job site with Justin and Corey, Universal Roof and Contracting. A lot of roofing companies literally don't even come out from beginning to end. You're here literally from beginning to end.
Yeah, from the first appointment. You know, this is a big decision. It's a big investment and it's a lot to think about. So I think I came here 4 times total and sat down with the homeowner at his kitchen table, and we just talked this out step by step, making sure it was the next right move for him.
Yeah, and you know, financing is available. When you buy a new roof, it can be expensive. We get it. Your prices are great, obviously, but a roof is going to be expensive no matter what. You've made it easy to get a new roof.
We sure have. We have payment plans. We have flexible financing. We have all kinds of avenues we can go down with you to make sure you're getting the best interest rates and the most flexible monthly payment, just to make sure you're not being put in a position you don't want to be in.
Yeah, and it's hurricane season now. Literally, hurricane season is coming right up. If you have a leaky roof, your roof is aging, Universal Roof and Contracting will come out and see you totally free of charge. Literally get on your roof and see what is going on, things that maybe you cannot see, and it costs you nothing. QR code is on the screen, or call the phone number as well. And that's what you do that is different. You do come out, you sit with the homeowner and really evaluate what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, these satellite estimates, that's garbage.
Which is what everybody's doing.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's complete garbage. For instance, on this house, you know, I noticed that there was some bad stucco. You can't see that from a satellite. So we knew to be prepared and to paint that expectation up front for the homeowner. And being general contractors, we knew that we could, you know, figure that out and fix it all in one big swoop.
Trustworthy as well. Universal's been around a long time.
31 years, man. We're not going anywhere. We're deeply rooted in this area, and that's we've built our entire reputation on honesty, integrity, and nothing's going to change moving forward.
I'm happy to be out here at a real job site with you, but I've already seen you in action. You know you did my roof as well and did a great job. And again, it wasn't just the roof. There were other things involved as well. Keep up the great work, guys.
Thank you, man.
As always,
Appreciate
good
it.
to see you. Do yourself a favor right now. Check out Universal Roof and Contracting today.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.